My name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life, and today we are doing my 2023 planning video. So we're going to basically go through my Notion. I'm up at my desk today because I felt like we needed to be fancy. We've got my diploma in the background, and we've got pumpkin, the two most important things in my life. That's a lie. Anyway, we're going to go through my Notion today. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you basically how I organize myself, a little Notion tour. We're also going to I have a 2023 goals page, so we're going to look at that, and then we're also going to look at my book tracking reading spreadsheet for 2023, which I am super proud of, and I'm very excited to start using. Happy New Year also. Happy New Year. Hope your new year is good. Okay, let's put, my screen is recording. Let's put it on the screen now. So I make a new Notion homepage for each semester. So this was like my fall semester one. This was my summer one. But this is my new one for spring 2023. And you can see I made a copy of it and like deleted some sensitive information or whatever. So this is like my copy for this video. That's why it's got the little one. Yeah, it's very simple. I don't do much fancy stuff with my Notion. I don't like GIFs or anything on my Notion because they distract me. So really it's just I've got my categories and all the pages I need. So let's just go through it. The first important category is my personal category, and the first thing is my 2023 goals. So let's click. So I have 10 goals. Some of them were kind of filler because I just wanted 10, and some of them are like things I'm going to track every month. So I want to read 150 books again. Last year I read 153. I want to intentionally move my body for at least 25 minutes, at least 4 times a week, but I'm going to shoot for 5. So I just want to like move my body more. These 3 and 4 are like things that will hopefully happen. Graduate with my MIT and get a full-time teaching job. I want to go out and do something fun by myself at least twice a month. I want to post 4 videos a month. That's 1 a week. We'll see if that happens. I want to make 2 brand new meals that I've never cooked before every month. I want to read at least 1 nonfiction every month, which is going to be helped by the Magic Treehouse read-along because we read nonfiction for that. But on the off months, I'll have to find a nonfiction book. Travel and see lots of friends during the summer. I have lots of grand summer travel plans. And my like overall intention for the year is to find stability. And then, so those are my yearly goals. And then for each month, I have for each month in this board view, the ones that are like tracked that I check off if I did it every month, like the movement, having fun, videos, etc. And then I can add extra little monthly goals. So like finish my pre-practicum in January, genre blanket, those are my January goals. I might add a couple more, we shall see. So that's my goal setting page. Those are my New Year's resolutions. I don't know how many of them I'll stick to, but I'm gonna try my best. I like New Year's resolutions. I know that it's like arbitrary and whatever, but like if you have the chance to change your life, do it. That's cheesy, but whatever. The next page on my personal section of my Notion is a little pen pal tracker because I like writing letters. And so far I have 1 consistent pen pal, and then I'm like trying to get some more. And of course I took out the addresses, but it's just like name and address and then like when did I send a letter and when did I receive a letter. So that's fun. That's just to track people I write letters to because I like writing letters. This is my YouTube video tracker, and I'm scared. I don't want to scroll because I don't want to give anything away. But basically, like, I have this calendar view where I put in when I'm going to upload each video. I also have a board view that'll have like videos by status. So I have like my ideas list. But like I can go from status ideas, filming in progress, blah, 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 all the way to uploaded, or I can scrap it. So like scrolling down just to today, this is the video I'm filming right now, so I can go planning systems tour. I have like ideas for it. Right now it was an idea, now it's filming in progress. And it's supposed to go up today because today is the 1st. So hopefully it will. And then I have like videos planned for the rest of the month. And then also in my board view, which I'm not going to show you, I have a whole list of video ideas. And then in my personal section, I have my little workout schedule, which is where it's not like a schedule, it's more of like a tracker. Like after I do something, I'll put in like, you can see December I wasn't super consistent, but that's okay. It's the holidays. Like the other day I did, so I put the video links that I do. I like have tags of like what I'm exercising and how long it was. And so I just put in what I did, and that'll help me track that goal for moving my body several times a week, so I can see that and see if I've checked it off. And then I have, this is just the Zoom link for, I talk to my family on Sundays, so I have that Zoom link right there, so then it's always there and I never have to look for it. And then I have my work section, which I took a lot of info out because I don't want you to know how much money I make. But this, I have 4 jobs right now, and so these are the 4 jobs I have, and I just like kind of organize like how I get paid for each one, how much I get paid, which I took out that information, so I can just kind of see like how the breakdown of my income is right now. And then most of my income comes from tutoring, and I tutor through 2 organizations. So I have, the page is the same for each of the organizations, but I'm going to show you this one. So I have like the student's name, which I took out, and the parent's name, so I can match students to parents because I get like contacted by both. When it happens, whether it's weekly, time zone they're in, because I have students all over the country, what grade, what class. I get different amounts for different students because I've like grandfathered students into old rates and stuff like that. So how much I get paid, and then what platform we do our tutoring on. Yeah, so like this was a student that was preparing for a test, and I like tracked her practice test scores and the topics she needed to review in this page. So that's super helpful. And then I teach a tap class, and I have the Zoom link for that, an online tap class. I have the Zoom link for that right there so that I can always access it. I'm not going to go into my finance section, but I have a spreadsheet, and then I also use the app Toshel to track all my expenses. So I have links to those right there. And then classes, because I'm in my practicum for my student teaching, which we'll get to in a second, I'm taking 1 class in January and 1 class in the spring. So I'll show you how I set up my class pages. I use the syllabus template from Notion. This is the class page for my January term class. It's on behavior and classroom management. So I have the link to the syllabus. The professor wants all assignments submitted as Word docs, so I put that just so I don't forget. Then I have all of the readings. This is an intensive 3-week course, so it's like I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of readings for 3 weeks, but that's fine. I don't have much else going on. So like all of these readings are due this week, so I got to get on those. I have like title and author, number of pages, so I know what I'm getting into, and then a link, and I can check it off when it's done, and then it goes to the bottom of the list. And then here I have like course schedule, so I can open this up for class notes. There are these little module assignments we have to do, and then there's a presentation and a final reflection, and I can open up those pages and make notes on whatever I'm doing. And then I just have the grading breakdown. And that's basically what I do for my school classes. So like in the fall, I was taking 5 classes or something, and I had a page for each of them, and they all are laid out pretty much the same. I do like the Notion's syllabus template. I think it works well. I like definitely tweak it and take things out that I don't need, but I mostly like it. The spring semester class, I don't have the syllabus yet, so that's just there as a placeholder. And then I have my notes for my student teaching practicum, which I think is currently an empty page. That's currently an empty page because I haven't had my orientation or gotten any info yet, but I can like link all the materials I get. I'll take notes during the orientation, and then anything I need to know is all there. And then we get to the exciting part, which is the reading section. And these are all links. I don't do any of my reading tracking in Notion. I just link my spreadsheets in. Let's go. Let's do it. So the first thing, the big thing, is my 2023 reads spreadsheet. And it's 1 p.m. on January 1st. So I haven't finished any books yet. So these are all just samples. It's all an orange, red, yellow theme because that's the color scheme of my genre blanket this year. I put in, obviously, title, author, number of pages, number of hours if it's an audiobook, release year, genre, any sort of extra thing, like is it a graphic novel, is it an essay collection, is it a short story collection? If it's a reread, I check that box. If it's for a book club, shout out to the Shelf This Book Club, which is the one I consistently participate in. The age group, demographic, what I rate it, the format, whether it is on my monthly TBR, I put a little 1 if it is, whether it's a queer book, and of course the ones that are in here right now are all random. I was just putting books in so that my stats work. And whether it's an author of color, I put the author's gender in, the date I started it, the date I finished it. So, and then I have that calculate how many days it took me to read it. And then from Bookly, I've started using Bookly recently, and I'm so excited to use it this year. I put in how many hours, and this is so nerdy, but I put in how many hours it took me to read it exactly, and then pages per hour. I check it off once it's in my genre blanket, and I have this function take the genre and tell me what color it's supposed to be. Then I have a space for a mini review if I want to put some notes in for my wrap up or whatever. So that's like what I put in after I finish a book. And then I have a page for DNFs, which is just the same stats basically, which I would copy in, and then I have a page for 5 stars just because I like to keep my 5 stars in a certain place. But now we have the stats, which are very exciting, and I'm very proud of them. They're all automated and stuff. So number of books read. If you're interested in how I did any of this, how these functions work, let me know. I can go more in depth. But I have how many books I've read, page total, average pages, average hours, average rating, average how many days it took me to read it. Pages per day, I really like this one. This takes like how many days it's been since the first day of the year, and averages like how many pages I've read per day so far this year. I like that one. Total time I've spent reading, average time I spend reading a book, average pages per hour. This is all sorts of like, I don't know, you can look at it. I don't need to read it all out, but basically stats for all of the things. And for pages per hour and average length, I separated out by format because I think that's really interesting. I have a percent of how much is in my blanket, so how far behind I am. And then from those, I have these 3 bar graphs. We have bar graph from TBR, LGBTQ+, and authors of color, and then comparing my pages per hour and average length by format. I think that's going to be super interesting. I think, of course, these numbers are random right now, but I think my audio pages per hour is going to be a lot lower, but my average length for audio is going to be bigger because I tend to read longer books on audio. That's my prediction. And then here, genres, I just use, for all of these pie charts, I just use COUNTIF functions to count how many of a certain genre. And it gives me a little pie chart. Same with age group and format. COUNTIF functions gives me a little pie chart. I have a bar graph for ratings, also a COUNTIF function. I love COUNTIF functions. Author's gender, and then I have a little line graph for books read per month. This is kind of a weird function that I figured out with like some summing by the month from the date I finished it. And then I have a release years line graph as well, and then just a little tracking of my book clubs. So that was rapid fire. It took me like an hour to make this spreadsheet. I'm so proud of it. I did it all from scratch. I know there's so many templates out there. If you are interested in copying this, let me know. I'll send you the link. But I'm super proud of it. And then I can also add sheets for monthly stats. I did that last year. I would just copy what I read in the month and then do the stats for each month. Yeah, so that's my main book spreadsheet. I'm really proud of it. It gives me all sorts of statsy stats, and I have all of these new stats this year because I'm using Bookly, and I'm so excited about that. And then we have my series tracker. So this is much less pretty, but it does the job. This just tracks all of the series I have in progress. So I went through all of my Storygraph Goodreads history and found every series I've ever started, and I tracked like how many books there are out, whether the series is complete, how many I've read, and that gives me a percent up to date, how up to date I am, date I read the first book, and date I read the latest book. And then these are the series that I finished. There's not very many. Here's series that I'm up to date on, that there might be more books. Here's series that I've decided not to finish. And then here is the main page, the ongoing series that I want to continue. And this is just, so whenever I read a book in a series, I update this. And I also made a page for Squash That Series in October, because shout out to Squash That Series. Then I have a link to the Magic Treehouse read-along reading order because I'm participating in that. I love it. And then to go along with that, I have my children's book series tracker because I don't put children's books into my regular spreadsheet. Just decided not to. But I have this extra spreadsheet there's the Magic Treehouse section, there's an American Girl section, and I just basically say what date I read it and what rating I gave it. And that's kind of it, I think. Did I feel like I sped through that? But that's my Notion. That's my book tracking stuff. I'm super excited for 2023. I also love a physical to-do list pad. I just am obsessed with to-do list pads. So I have all of these. Oh, this is just some plastic. But I have all of these. I really like this one that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's got a little calendar and then a little notepad space. Anyway, I just really like to-do list pads. I'm a stationary hoe. Yeah, I love my Notion. I use it for everything. It's always open on my computer. That and Google Calendar organize my whole life. I'm not going to show you my Google Calendar, but it's kind of intense because I'm pretty busy. But yeah, that's I guess all I have to say today. I hope your planning and goal setting and beginning of year excitingness is going well. And I will be back in a week or less, we'll see, with my December wrap up and then my best and worst books of 2022 videos, which I'm excited to film. I'm going to go give Pumpkin a hug. Okay. I'm going to go give him a hug in front of the camera because you all want to see him too, right? Say hi. Say hi, Pumpkin. He looks sleepy. Okay, Pumpkin, tell everyone to comment down below what they are doing to prepare for the beginning of the year. Oh, you don't want to be here anymore. Tell them to like and subscribe. And that's it. Bye.